Greetings, my beautiful kings and queens, of you stopping by. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sis Kathy Vet coming to you with another Country Wayne skit from these Country Wayne streets. Let's get into it. When Anthony realizes that Denisha really might be the one, what makes him realize that? I mean, things happen in weird, unsuspecting places. We all can, many of us can agree, some may not, that Amber and Anthony, when they got together, started off as a business opportunity, business partners with Bar 44. He was just coming off of a relationship with Ro. Ro let him go because of the whole thing with Chantel and the baby situation. She just wasn't for that. Even though I believe they always still loved each other. And, it was a rough breakup, but then he went on to marry Amber. Amber knew that Wayne wasn't going to commit. That's where her heart always lied. And because Anthony was willing to do that and he was a man of a certain status, she went with that. She cheated with him. You know, I know I personally couldn't stand that at the time. Couldn't wait for um, Anthony to find out. I wanted him to find out before they got married, but they got married. And this man struggled and went through a lot. We know, those of you who've been around watching it for a while, um, the man nearly had a heart attack, another panic attack probably, from stressing of $250,000 wedding that wasn't even worth it. It was just for show. And look how this turned out. Now, I always said they should have never gotten married. It was wrong. I didn't want him to marry her. It just wasn't on a good, solid foundation. They strive to make it work. Situation happened with Shayla, the baby, and the rest is history. So, Anthony always pretty much got the short end of the stick. The situation with Chantel and the baby, she was a stripper that he had met and slept with. Foolishly, she tried to pin a pregnancy on him. Came back to him, a while after, trying to put that on him, and come to find out, he was paying and everything, thinking that's his child, and come to find out it wasn't. That's the end of that. And then, it messed up the relationship with Ro. Here comes Amber. So it's really been a bad road when it started off for Anthony. He came in as a nice guy, and nice guy gone bad, I guess. So now, all this mess goes on. He's in the process of a divorce. And in the midst of him still trying to be a player and dealing with his issues, he comes across Denisha. Now, we can say, oh, here you go, Anthony. Here you go again. You try to get back. We know he's so emotionally unaware. He's unstable. He's very, he basically worships his money and his status, unfortunately. But like I said in a previous skit today, on previous review rather, there is so many people in here that have, issues where they need therapy. Like a lot of us. I mean, here in America, period, just living in America, let you realize that we got issues. Whether it's from childhood or just experiences that have traumatized us, and there's a reason why we do everything. Um, so we never know where true love may be, how we find it. I'm not going to say that Anthony can't find love in Denisha. You know, Amber wasn't the one. Shayla certainly wasn't the one. Um, Anthony, deep down inside, is searching for something. Will he find it in Denisha? Maybe. Um, we shall see. Is this another game? Is it, Anthony, just like Amber, need to really work on themselves before they let anyone into their lives, into their madness, into their world. Um, and I don't know who's to say what will happen between and how this relationship will transpire, but let's see. Hello, hello there. Look at you looking good. Girl, look at that. Hello, hello there. Look at you looking good. Looking like urgent care. Looking like urgent care. I just called y'all trip. Look at you. Girl, I love the way you put it together, girl. And I could just sit and look at you and say hello, hello there. Look at you looking good, girl, come over here. What? Why you looking at me like that? You don't like it? You're perfect. I'll take that. Perfect. Glad you like it. But I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Because I could wear the sleeves or I could take them off. So I didn't really know what. Maybe it's something in Denisha's personality. She's stern. She's pretty much no nonsense. But she still has a level of humility. Sound head on her shoulders. You know, a woman who's trying to take care of her mother and strive to pretty much, you know, be a pretty good girl, decent person, morals. But you know, the situation, they always in these sticky situations that, you know, make it a little questionable. But many of us have made dumb decisions. Now, this is something that's making her feel good. Probably been single for a while. And even though he's not divorced, a lot of times we feel that the person is in the process and they filed. It's okay to go there with them. But if it's not finalized, you're still putting yourself in a vulnerable position to be hurt. And that's what I don't want for Denisha. I don't want her in this position with a man who's so emotionally unstable and flip-flops and changes like the weather when it comes to women. And you know how he has the things that he values in his character is just so misconstrued. And Anthony just has a lot of work within himself. This is a man you going with who has a ring on his finger, a wedding ring on his finger, and still married, but yet puts a ring on your finger. And this is a relationship that I don't see succeeding for the simple fact that how it's starting out poorly. It's not, you know, the man is still married. How is something going to end well when it's starting off wrong? Just like you did before. It didn't start off great with Amber the first time. Amber didn't start off great with Anthony. And here she's not starting off right with Dave. See, their beginnings are not right. And I know someone who was in a relationship, and it may not, it's kind of started off the same way. And I can't say there's not an exception to the rule, because now they just celebrated their 20th anniversary. And the brother had been married, had been separated, fell in love with a sister. Matter of fact, she's a cousin of mine. And they did not, you know, his situation wasn't that great, but he was sincere about the love for her. And it was just one of those things where, you know, he happened to be married, but then, you know, he got divorced. And they had a child, and they married, and they've been going strong for over 20 years. So can it work out? Yes. In Skitlanta? I doubt it. But you don't. That's an exception to the rule. Sometimes it works out that way. One of them complicated situations, but that's not how you should start. I don't think that, you know, I'm not here to speak for God, but, you know, I don't think that's something that he would be pleased with. Even though he may know the overall situation, try to be as morally correct as you possibly can. If you want to, you know, have your union be blessed in the best possible way. So, Denisha, I don't like this for you, girl, but carry on.
Give. Sleeves. Yeah, they work. They work. Nice. Together, girl. If I could just sit and look at you and say hello, hello there. Look at you looking good, girl. Come over here. I can take this vibe.
Now I'm not gonna say they don't look good together. Now I'd be lying if I said they ain't they ain't look good now. They do, but Atlanta, you know you ain't to be trusted.
Possibilities, this can't be reality, yeah. Look at you, looking good, looking good, look at that.
Now Amber taught you that now. Now look at that, look at that. She like, ooh, a praying man too. Uh-huh. Well, I guess he's trying to start off right on that note. And you need all the prayer you can get, bro. Best thing I can say for this is give Amber that divorce. Anthony, you can make up that money and go on. If you want to do right by Denisha, if you feel it, you know, this is somebody you can get, sign the papers. Sign the papers, let this go, let the divorce be final. Just what if it, you know, that's the thing. If you starting stuff, but you want to keep battling with the ex, dragging this on, that makes you people wonder why. Then what's important, the person that you with, or trying to build something with, or just getting back at your ex over money that you can get back. Anthony, turn over a new leaf. Turn over a new leaf, and pray to God to guide you to make better decisions in your relationships than you did before. Tell this woman you want to do right by her, and before you go forward, you know, you want to end what you have and make sure it's finalized. Go to Amber and tell her you will give her 50% or whatever, or negotiate on 40 or whatever. If she gonna squabble over 10%, tell her you give her 40. See what she say. Ask her, or start with 30. Say, will you give 30? We only been together such and such. You can have the restaurant. You know, I'll sign that over to you totally. Give you 30%. If that woman want to fight over that, because I'll take the 30%. I'll take the 30% and take my restaurant and move on and grow my restaurant, build with the help of Dave, and go ahead with your life. Or if Dave matters that much to you and moving forward. If you want to squabble over that extra 20%, then yeah, I will say she got gold digging qualities. She got gold digging characteristics. And yeah, better look at Amber with you know, side-eyed for real. Or then maybe negotiate, say, okay, 40. And if she gonna still squabble over that 10%, then Amber need to go somewhere. Serious. She needs to end up with nothing. But I will say that negotiate and hurry up and move forward and do this thing right by this woman. If you don't hurt this sister and play with her, and it just be a game. And the crazy thing about it is, you've been talking this mess to Shayla about she the one, a note and flowers and all that. When Shayla find out this mess, she gonna feel some kind of way. You can best believe she gonna feel some kind of way. But let's see how this play out. Let's see if he's just about game. If you gonna do this girl and you not serious about her, you didn't get this girl a ring, playing all this mess, you just met her. If you go back to Shayla with some old mess, or go back to Amber and not try to rectify and settle on this divorce, then I know for sure, I'm told, there's no hope for you, Anthony. There's absolutely no hope, and I'm not even going to give you 5%, 2% credit. Period. You hear me? Put in the comments what you think about this, y'all. Anything that I said, how you feel about this situation. You think there's any hope for Anthony to try to do right by any woman again? And what do you think about this divorce settlement? Like, what do you think Amber deserves? You know, seriously. And why? I just want this to be done with already. But bring on the party, all right? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great night. I'm going to try to, I think there's like 1 or 2 more in this storyline. I'm going to try to pump out because it's midnight already. Oh Lord, my Knicks lost, so I'm not in the best of moods. But I'm gonna do those 2. Try to get the rest of this storyline here out the way, and say good night. So let's move on, fam. Okay, peace. We out.